Okay, we are live. Good evening,
Woo, woo,
folks.
woo, woo.
Mobile Geezer here with Jerome. Say hi, Jerome.
Hi, Jerome.
Oh, very good. He follows orders. And Ted. Say hi, Ted.
No.
No, okay. So,
You gotta,
we
you
have
gotta,
to
you
come
gotta
in?
cut him. You gotta cut him.
I will not follow
so
your
we have
laws.
one that stays in line and one that won't get in line. Okay, I got you. I don't know where Mike is.
Have you heard from Mike?
I haven't heard from him at all.
Hmm.
And I haven't heard from Mike at all today. Will did say he may not make it
Will's a busy guy.
because he has so much schoolwork to get.
Yeah,
Yeah.
poor guy.
So it may be just the three of us. Maybe Mike will pop in, hopefully.
Mhm.
So how is you? I know Ted's had an okay week, and I know Jerome, you're just overtaxing yourself, right?
I'm very tired, guys. Very, very tired. But hanging in there. So looking forward to tonight's stream. It's Friday. I gotta get my spirits up.
What's getting you worried? Is it the new workouts you've been doing, or is it getting your P40 in line?
No, actually, my P40 is pretty good. No, I've just overworked. I just have too many things going on, and I kind of need to scale back. That's all. So,
Okay.
But you know, one of his problems, Ted, his regular everyday broadcast, they wanted him to stay on extra today just because they wanted to talk to him, and I'm thinking, well, that's a good problem to have, you know.
That is true, yeah. But Jerome is like, keep them wanting more. So yeah.
so
Exactly.
No. So what are we talking
Okay.
about today? What do we have today?
All right. Did you get the list? I hope.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's been busy. I actually before I got on stream today, I took like a 20-minute nap because I was.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
It's on Google Keep.
Oh, it's on Google Keep. That's right.
And
I knew that.
And we're going to start with TikTok.
Oh God. Okay.
If I can get it to come up on my computer.
Is that your old employer?
I didn't work directly for them. They were a big client of ours. But yes, in a way. Oh, here it is. Okay, I got the stories now.
Okay, finally got it to come up. Now let's see if I can share this screen.
I'm looking at comments. Brian, you're good, man. You're good.
And before I get started,
Max Textidius is saying he only sees half your face, George. I don't know if you want to switch the view.
let me say who's here. Oh, okay. I can move over.
There you go.
Okay. All right. I didn't recognize who was here. And 6 was here ahead of everybody. And he was looking for Nigel. Nigel finally showed up second. And then Alan, Phone Tech at Work, showed up. And then Brian and Ellie right after him. And then Max showed up. And Munchie showed up. So glad to have all of you here. Okay, so I'll take this first story. TikTok seems to be a hot topic, not just here in the United States, kind of in India too. So TikTok, this is on CNN.com. TikTok is a national security threat, U.S. politicians say. Here's what experts think. Washington, CNN Business, the short video app TikTok has quickly become a key part of popular culture in the U.S., serving as a platform for viral memes as well as political satire and activism. Facebook, the dominant force in social media, has tried to copy the app, but so far that has not slowed down its rapid rise. Remind me to mention about Facebook later. But now TikTok faces the most direct threat to its expansion in the U.S., not from a competitor, but from the U.S. government. President Donald Trump said Tuesday his administration is looking at banning the app, which is owned by the Chinese company ByteDance, affirming remarks on Monday by Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. It's just the latest and most high-profile example of Washington raising alarms about the app that's popular among younger users in the U.S., where TikTok has been downloaded 165 million times. Other prominent critics have previously highlighted TikTok as a potential spying threat. Last year, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer and Arkansas Republican Senator Tom Cotton called for the intelligence community to assess the risks TikTok may pose to national security. So obviously, both sides of the aisle have some issues with it. TikTok has pushed back on those claims, calling them unfounded. To underscore its independence from China, TikTok has cited its recently hired American CEO and said it has never provided user data to the Chinese government, nor would we do so if asked. To me, if I'm a foreign company and all I have to do is hire an American and that's supposed to make it okay, I don't think so. That's just my opinion. The U.S. is not alone in seeking to clamp down on TikTok. India said this week it would ban TikTok and other Chinese apps after a bloody border clash between Indian and Chinese soldiers. Although leaders like Pompeo have described TikTok as a clear and present danger, many in the cybersecurity community say the reality is more complex. While TikTok could become a clear threat to U.S. security under certain scenarios, they say the danger is currently largely hypothetical or indirect. Some analysts also say the matter is complicated by Trump's aggressive approach to China overall, arguing the situation is a reflection of the administration's political priorities. Experts have raised similar concerns about Trump's approach to Huawei, the Chinese tech giant, and Trump has inappropriately conflated national security with trade negotiations. The Trump administration has taken almost a whack-a-mole approach to dealing with these issues because it seems that as soon as a Chinese company is in the news, all of a sudden that becomes the new target, said Justin Sherman, a fellow with the Cyber Statecraft Initiative at the Atlantic Council. It seems very unlikely that there is thinking going on about the longer-term strategy, and much more likely that the focus instead is on this politically motivated attack on an application because it's a Chinese-owned app, even if there are real security questions. The China question. To understand why policymakers view TikTok as a risk, it helps to know how the company works. TikTok is owned by the world's most valuable startup, a Chinese company named ByteDance, but TikTok does not operate in China and function as an independent subsidiary. Policymakers' chief worry is that ByteDance could be forced to hand over TikTok's data on U.S. users to the Chinese government under the country's national security laws. TikTok has said it stores American user data on U.S.-based servers that aren't subject to Chinese law. Skeptics argue TikTok's parent, ByteDance, is ultimately a Chinese business that's still beholden to Beijing. And I'm pretty sure one of the laws for starting any company in China says you have to allow the government access to whatever they want. Otherwise, you don't get to have a business. Pretty sure that's what the law says over there. But several security experts told CNN Business that although TikTok's links to a private Chinese company are worthy of concern, the apps simply wouldn't be that useful for espionage. I kind of agree with that. It's right to be suspicious of the Chinese, said James Lewis, Senior Vice President at the Center for Strategic and International Studies, a security think tank, but I'm not sure TikTok is a good intelligence tool for them. Like some other social media apps and technology companies, TikTok automatically gathers users' geolocation information, IP addresses, unique device identifiers, and the content of in-app messages according to its privacy policy. That's a lot of data, but far more sensitive information and potentially more damaging to national security was exposed by data breaches affecting the Office of Personnel Management announced in 2015 and Equifax disclosed in 2017, according to Lewis. If anytime you guys want to jump in, just feel free.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
Even if TikTok collected enough of the right kind of data from the right people to pose a unique threat, it's not guaranteed that the Chinese government would be able to access it easily. China's national security laws contain more gray areas than many realize, according to Sam Sachs, a senior fellow at Yale Law School who has studied the Chinese laws. Chinese companies I didn't get any of that. You broke up pretty badly.
What happened there?
Chinese companies have successfully resisted or thrown up roadblocks to Beijing's demands for data in the past, Sachs told lawmakers at a Senate hearing in March. The Chinese government does not necessarily have unfettered real-time access to all companies' data, Sachs said in her testimony. Chinese corporate actors are not synonymous with the Chinese government or the Chinese Communist Party, and they have their own commercial interests to protect. An alarming technical report about TikTok this year has only added to the concerns about its security, though experts say there is an important distinction between identifying individual security gaps and labeling something a threat to national security. In January, a team of security researchers announced they had found several vulnerabilities in TikTok. The flaws, if left unpatched, could have let attackers gain control of TikTok accounts, change the privacy settings on TikTok videos, upload videos without permission, and obtain user data such as email addresses. Now, it did say if left unpatched, so that implies that they've already fixed them. The discovery raised important questions about TikTok's ability to safeguard user privacy, but company engineers appear to operate in good faith, according to Oded Venu, I think, a security specialist at Checkpoint Research, who led the group of researchers that announced the findings. TikTok, he said, seemed motivated to fix the flaws. They were concerned about the optics of it and their PR people. There was some friction there, said Vanu, okay. But from our perspectives, they were very happy to get this kind of information and were happy to cooperate. Asked whether the vulnerabilities he found might lend credence to the claims TikTok cannot be trusted, Vanu said security flaws are something that all software companies grapple with, even large ones. The difference, he said, is that TikTok is a relatively young and inexperienced company. TikTok is committed to protecting user data, TikTok said in the statement at the time of the disclosure. Like many organizations, we encourage responsible security researchers to privacy disclose zero-day vulnerabilities to us. The bigger concern with TikTok, even as technical experts.
That's I don't know where he
right there.
I don't know where he left off. I was not
I got you.
How did
It was the bigger concern.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to Friday Night Tech Talk. I'm your host. Since I'm on the top, go ahead, Ted.
The bigger concern with TikTok, even as technical experts describe TikTok's espionage risk in mostly theoretical terms, policymakers argue that TikTok could still threaten U.S. interests in softer ways by influencing the global conversation on its platform.
Okay, didn't expect that. And last week was so perfect.
I don't know why I thought it was so funny. It was just you were mid-sentence and then just the host is completely gone.
So we left it off for you, George. So you were at the bigger concern with TikTok.
Okay, the bigger concern. We're almost done. Even as technical experts describe TikTok espionage risk in mostly theoretical terms, policymakers argue TikTok could still threaten U.S. interests in softer ways by influencing the global conversation on its platform. And in this respect, some experts warn the danger is already being felt. TikTok has faced mounting criticism, for example, over its handling of content that's critical of the Chinese government. Last year, The Guardian reported on leaked documents that said it instructed moderators to clamp down on critiques of socialism in Tiananmen Square. ByteDance told The Guardian at the time that those guidelines were outdated. In November, allegations of politically motivated censorship increased when several former U.S. employees of TikTok told the Washington Post they often felt pressures to clamp down on videos that their colleagues in Beijing found subversive, promoting Schumer and Cotton to express concerns in their letter to intelligence officials. TikTok has said that its content and moderation policies are developed by a team of American employees and that the policies are not influenced by any foreign government. TikTok's investors include large international names such as Sequoia Capital and SoftBank, and in May, the company hired Kevin Mayer, a former Disney executive, as its CEO. In addition to restricting some speech, TikTok could become a major platform for misleading speech, policymakers and security experts fear. Reports have already found Pizzagate conspiracy theorists on the platform and users spreading false claims about the coronavirus. And if TikTok were to suffer a data breach, said Vanunu, it might be that much easier to target users with bogus information that could undercut American democracy. So TikTok's handling of content and user data could plausibly weaken U.S. power and influence, experts say, but more abstractly than directly spying on government officials or monitoring troop movements. That says more about the U.S.'s lack of policies regulating data, that's probably true, privacy and platforms than it does about TikTok, many of them said. I think people are blending a lot of different values here related to human rights, privacy, censorship, and it's at risk of getting bundled into a security argument, said Carl Brundell, a cybersecurity expert at Georgia Tech. So this seems very convoluted here. What do you guys think?
I think it's our president is just politicizing this whole thing.
I don't
with
think
TikTok.
I don't think it's the president. I think it's both parties. I don't think it's just one. It's
just one.
obviously the Democrats and the Republicans that are both complaining. So it's not just the president.
Well, no, what's his name? Schumer and Cotton were saying, let's do an audit, just to see if there's any blood in the water. But
Schumer and Cotton both got suspicious on the same thing too. So
yeah, but it's Trump. But they didn't say ban like Trump is saying. Trump is saying no ban after Indian.
He's not saying ban yet. What do you think, Jerome?
I don't know if you want me to get into the whole political thing in here.
I don't want to get into the political thing. I just wanted to see what you thought about the story.
So I mean, obviously, like I think TikTok is not the way China works on a lot of their apps is I think they're very lackadaisical when it comes to privacy and security. Maybe I can't speak for all apps, but they have been fined many times already, especially when I worked with them as a client. We would be in the middle of a marketing campaign, and then all of a sudden that marketing campaign would be suspended because they just got hit with a huge fine because like they weren't following COPPA laws, and then all these 12-year-olds or 10-year-olds were signing up for it, and they got hit with the biggest fine ever. They just don't have a lot of that regulation, ready to go. I don't know. I feel certain ways of it. Like I get the article. I get that there are concerns when it comes to security, but at the same time, I also feel like China's making a lot of money from TikTok. They've spent a lot of money to get that kind of recognition, but they also have an app that works pretty well now, and that has some virality to it. But I also think that, like, while yes, there are security concerns, there's also the whole point of like the U.S. benefits. I don't think they benefit from it at all. So for them, it's an easy, and then they can now look at India. India and China are having this huge battle right now. And then they can say, well, look at what India's doing. India's banning them. So,
and I think that's where a lot of this is coming from, because the president didn't seem to say anything until last week when India said they were going to ban them.
Yeah, and India and China have their own thing going on right now. But if you want to control the narrative, then we can piggyback on it and say, well, look at India.
Exactly.
India's banning them, and I mean, and so like that goes. It's like when I mean,
I agree with you 100% there.
Yeah, exactly. I feel a certain way with Huawei getting banned from everything right now. Like Huawei was the number 2 selling smartphone or whatever, or device, however, I don't know what
number 2 OEM.
Yeah.
But
but keep in mind, Huawei has a long track record going all the way back, I think, to 2004, of literally stealing technology from people, and they've done it more than once. So Huawei is much more reason.
They come from their Chinese government.
But that's the thing is, like, from what I've read, everything seems unsubstantiated. Like, I haven't seen. They said there has been no proof that there are ties to the. I mean, I don't know.
Well, keep in mind now. The last time Ted and I were in Vegas, the FBI did a sting operation on Huawei and actually arrested a couple of the guys right on the Vegas Strip. So
sure. So like here's the thing. How I feel about it is, has Huawei done nefarious stuff? I'm sure they have.
yeah, they stole a bunch of stuff from
Yeah.
T-Mobile back in
So what about
2010.
what about AT&T? What about other big telecoms who are stealing money from us, who are raising these like fees that don't even have real fees?
No,
right?
I agree with you about that. But what Huawei got caught at was stealing technology.
You want to talk about
AT&T could get their like wrist slap from FTC if Japan wants to do his job. But
here's the thing: you want to talk about data getting stolen. You want to talk about all these. You want to talk about Google being in incognito mode, and they're still able to get all of our data there. Oh, but they get nothing. Right?
Yeah,
nothing,
because they're an American company. You know, the laws are different for foreign companies. You know that. You know.
Oh well, yeah, because it doesn't benefit. So like, yeah, I obviously feel a certain way about it. I'm not saying that like if bad things are happening, yes, there needs to be regulation. But I don't see that.
But I agree 100%. I think the piggyback thing is exactly what's going on with India.
Yeah.
But I think, as Ted can tell you, I think ZTE got it right. ZTE got caught doing something, and they finally came up and said, "Okay, you're right." And the U.S. government said, "All right, give us $400 million, and it's all gone." And they did, and that was the end of it. To me, that's how Huawei.
So ZTE doesn't have to do anything anymore. They're good.
ZTE is not good. ZTE's been getting on the shit train too, with Huawei.
They keep getting accused of stuff, but that was the only time they got caught. But the difference between them and Huawei is ZTE came out and said, "Okay, you're right. We'll pay the fine," and they did.
Well, so there's another thing to add into it. You got to think about Huawei right now, where they're at when it comes to 5G, right? Huawei has been working in the UK.
They're the number one 5G company in the world, by far.
And building the infrastructure there. And now the US is saying, "Oh, UK, you're working with Huawei. Well, we can't work with you. This is a national security threat to everyone. They're going to take and again, so now they're thinking about using, I think, Samsung to take their place instead. I don't know.
Nokia and somebody else, I think.
It's so like I just feel like there's really more to it than just
but I think the U.S. tried that play with England, and England finally told them, "No, we're going to use them anyway," and that was the end of that. But there are some English politicians who have a problem with it, but they don't. You know, it sounds like England is just going to use them, and you kind of can't blame them because Huawei is way ahead of everybody else in 5G, and everybody knows it. You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Brian says that Huawei CFO got extradited by Canada.
Oh, I remember that story.
Yeah, she got arrested in Canada. She wasn't just the CFO; she was actually the heir to Huawei.
Yeah, she's the daughter of the CEO. Yeah, but
the founder.
But they got what she got caught at was.
She got caught in Canada. She was arrested in Canada.
Yeah, but what they got caught at was laundering money to Iran, and they got caught. That's what happened there. That's what she got arrested for.
So she
was using an iPhone 7 and MacBook. I think she was using a MacBook Air.
The moral of the story is don't get caught.
That's true. That's always the moral of the story. That's true.
But when you got money and you got power, that's the moral of the story. Don't get caught.
That's true. Anyway, it's just a very interesting story, and it's going to be interesting to see. It seems to me if, the United States and India both take TikTok away, so you're talking to the second and third biggest markets in the world, that a lot of young kids are going to get upset, I would think.
No.
I feel like it's not really going to.
Children.
I feel like it's really not going to affect people who are like.
Take it away, I say.
Later millennials and before that, I think most people don't use TikTok. If you're probably not under like 25, you probably don't use TikTok. Agree. I'm not saying that other people older than I have TikTok, but I don't really use it.
Well, I tried it based on you, and there was too much crap on there for me, so I just took it off.
Ban it from U.S. markets. That's what I say. Maybe these kids will pick up a goddamn book.
Okay, old man. we were all young.
I thought that was supposed to be me. I think we have identity confusion going on
I'm
here.
just saying that's like old man rhetoric talk.
Exactly. Get off my lawn.
Yeah, get off my lawn. There you go.
All right, we're going to move on. I just thought this next story was interesting. Let's see if I can share.
Oh yeah,
this
Big House,
screen.
Big House Productions. I have the LG J8X, and the dual screen case is pretty cool.
Oh, okay.
That he's been asking about.
Where is he?
He's right there in the chat. Right now. He's here.
Let's see. Who else has something to say here?
What
Stop
is
this crap about Huawei leading 5G. It's propaganda. What is the proof they are leading? Do they have the volume of sales? Are their 5G superior? Probably cheaper, but at security costs. I guess you could be right. I think generally Huawei is considered the leader in 5G, but
I'm pretty sure that I mean I can't.
What is that based on though? Like,
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I don't have the facts for you. I can't sit here.
Like-
But you know what's actually funny is earlier on my stream today, I was talking about my P40 Pro Plus, and I did a speed test on it because I have 5G on it, right? And I was like, hey, a great time to do a speed test since I'm out here. I have a phone now that has 5G, and I ran it, and it was funny. The download speeds were like 15 megabits per second down, and then but the upload speed was like 30. And I was like, oh, wow, that upload speed was actually a lot faster than I expected. And then I had somebody, because I stream earlier in the day, so I
was
have a
this
lot of
Wi-Fi or radio?
cell network, 5G.
Cellular.
Yeah. I wasn't at home. And so when I showed, because I showed people on my stream, like I screen recorded it so people could see. And it had like 30 megabits up. And then someone in my stream was saying like, is that supposed to be fast? Because I have 4G in the Netherlands and like I have 400 down, and it was like something crazy.
Really?
And I'm just like, yeah, of course, it doesn't surprise me because it's just,
Chicago.
it's not even Chicago. It's just the U.S. in general.
Yeah,
like
the U.S. is generally known to be slower than a lot
like
of
our
places.
internet speeds are slow. I mean, yes, they're capable of being fast, but you got to pay money for it unless you have like Google Fiber or whatever. But a lot of that stuff is so to hear that 400 down is the norm in the Netherlands or whatever. I'm just like, and that's not even 5G. It's not
That's
even 5G.
heavy duty. That's pretty heavy duty.
Yeah.
I guess my Project 13 is his answer to your 40. He loves the V60. So
you should have waited for the Huawei P60, Jerome. That's what my project I think.
Oh, and Jerome, I wanted to bring up. So you're not having any issues with not having the Play Store?
No, actually, and so like it's actually really nice with the P40 Pro Plus is what I was saying the other day is it's given me time to kind of look elsewhere than just the Play Store, kind of like figure out what other apps like and I'm not saying move away from Google. That's something I've been trying to tell people. But like, hey, it's worth taking a look and seeing what else is out there. Like
alternatives.
Yeah, using a different browser, using a different like map app. There's nothing wrong with seeing what else is out there, and the fact. So like, and I was talking to you about this, Ted. So someone on my channel started talking to me about something called like the Aurora app store, and so like Aurora is like a custom. So I probably will not say this properly, but it's a place where you can download other apps, and that's actually where I was able to download a ton of apps. Right, I was able to find Instagram and like all the apps I couldn't use, Twitter, Facebook, whatever. And but the thing about it is it's the full app, but it has none of Google's stuff on it. So
right,
Google,
because if it has to go get something from Google, it can't.
Yeah, so no control over it though. I mean, that's what I mean. So like it's as if I made an app and it doesn't have to go through Google's like process or whatever. So it's like there's no it's like clean. It's like clean.
So
and clear.
It doesn't talk to Play services.
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't collect any data or whatever.
Right.
Like all the things, like pretty much how he said is like if you don't trust Google, get the app from the Aurora App Store because it removes all of that from it, and it still looks exactly the same. All my banking apps are on there. Yeah. So far,
okay.
so
So your
good.
banking apps work okay.
Yeah, and like I can use my fingerprint reader to
Okay,
unlock it
that's
and
interesting.
everything.
Very
Yeah.
good. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. Now here's Grant talking about Huawei and ZTE benefiting a ton from rolling out 5G infrastructure in China.
Mhm.
Well, of course. Yeah.
Hey, go up above that one, Brian. With Brian asking me how many times I can open and close the dual screen. As much as I want, as loudly as I want to.
Okay. He's showing off now.
Oh, look, I could even flip it around. It could do tricks. Oh.
It can do tricks. Okay. All right. We're going to move on. The next story, I just found it interesting because Sony, I'm sorry, is making a wearable air conditioner. I just I saw this on Lou from Unbox Therapy, and I'm like, oh, I got to go get that story. So I just thought it was a pretty good story.
I have not seen this. Huh? That's interesting.
So, Jerome, you want to read it?
Sure. Okay, so
Gizmodo.
Yeah, I got it here. So I can, I got it on another screen here, so I'll read it.
Okay.
Sony's wearable air conditioner is finally available to help make the summer less sweltering. Oh, that's so interesting. First revealed last summer with an intended release to coincide with the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, Sony's wearable personal air conditioner is finally available for sale to help you battle the summer heat when you occasionally step outside to brave the sun's rage and the ongoing pandemic. Working alongside a special t-shirt that suspends the device in the middle of your back just below the neck, the Sony Rion Pocket, which looks not unlike the Apple Magic Mouse, uses the Peltier effect to serve as a heat pump that promises to help cool the wearer's body temperature by as much as 23 degrees Fahrenheit on hot days. Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty
really
good.
Yeah, the side of the Rion Pocket that rests against the wearer's back is promised to remain cool to the touch while heat is removed through a small fan that vents warm air out and away from the body. Using a companion mobile app for iOS and Android devices, the Rion Pocket can be manually adjusted as needed or even set to an automatic mode, which uses temperature and motion sensors to detect what the wearer is doing, how they're feeling. It's interesting. And then appropriately adjusting the cooling mode to ensure their desired comfort level is maintained. The device can even be used in the cold winter months, functioning in reverse to help raise the wearer's body temperature by as much as 14 degrees Fahrenheit. But no matter the weather, the Rion Pocket isn't an all-day solution. Given its compact size, its internal battery is only good for about 2 to 4 hours of comfort, depending on how hard it needs to work. And you'll have to wait about 2 hours for it to recharge before you can wear it again.
Let's see if I can play this this short video, because it did kind of show it off.
I feel like it would be good for like, is there audio playing?
Yeah. So he was adjusting it manually, but I gather it'll do it by itself too.
Yeah, then you can just wear the suit on top of it.
I may end up getting one of those. Go ahead with the article.
Yeah. So it says here, last summer, Sony was promising 2 versions of the Rion Pocket. When it was finally available, a light version that was strictly manually controlled, and a standard version that featured all of the additional automated bells and whistles through the accompanying mobile app. A year later, it seems as if only the more elaborate version hit the market, available through Sony's own online store for about $120, or Amazon Japan, where it's currently closer to $160, while the t-shirt holders will set you back about $20 each. That's interesting. I feel like so the thing is, like, what's funny is, like, ever since I've lost weight, I don't really get as hot as I used to, which is a bad. Yeah, and it's like I'm sitting in this. Well, actually, I don't know what it is in here right now. So like I'm sitting in here right now, and it is 77. Oops, I don't mean to
Okay.
slide. 77 degrees, and typically I would be sweating like a pig back in the day, but and it's just the air here at this place is just really bad. The way the air moves around, but it's funny how 77 is now comfortable for me.
Well, very good.
But
But anyway,
yeah.
I just think that's a really interesting thing. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if I didn't end up getting one of those just to try it out.
It would be good for like a really hot, like let's say you were at a Cubs game or a baseball game and you're sitting on the bleachers, right?
Yep.
You're there
Yep.
for 3 hours or whatever. Like perfect. That would be perfect for it. Or even like a barbecue or whatever. Just why not?
I agree.
Huh.
So anyway, I just thought that was a very cool, and the price is not bad at all. I thought.
No, it's not.
It's $20. I don't think that's a bad
I
price
feel
at
like
all.
that's something you would show off to everybody. That is such. That's such a thing that you would show off to wherever you're at. It's like, hey, are you hot right now? I'm not. I'm not.
No. I'd just say, yeah, I'm always cool, brother. I'm always cool.
You know what I would do it? Like I would like whenever everyone is just wearing shorts and stuff, I'll come in there with the wool suit, like, hey.
There you go. There you go.
You don't see a brow of sweat at all coming from you.
Exactly. Hey, some of us are just naturally cool. That's just how it is, my man. You know.
Say it, brother.
Yeah, here's Brian makes a good point here.
No, yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
So anyway, I just thought it was a very cool idea, and wouldn't be surprised if I ended up getting one of those.
You'll have,
All right,
to do a review.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, I'm going to go to the next one. Ted, you ready to read one? This is going to be the
OnePlus, the satisfaction. Jerome, you want to take it?
one.
What, you don't want to read about OnePlus?
Yeah.
All right, I'll read it.
What is your contention with OnePlus?
You have a problem with OnePlus, Ted?
I don't really address leaks like that even. So until the phone is
I see. He doesn't want to talk about leaks. I gotcha.
Okay. All right, so Jerome, you're going to read it? You want me to read it?
It's up to you. Your call.
All right, I'll read it. And you
go for it.
One of you guys will take the next one. This is on Android Authority. This could be our best look yet at the OnePlus Nord. Update all 6 cases. Yeah, so we get a pretty good look on this one. Update July 10, 2020. Looks like tipster Evan Blass has his hands full with OnePlus Nord leaks. After outing the renders of the phone and images of 3 custom cases yesterday, he now has leaked pictures of all 6 OnePlus Nord official cases. So these are the official cases from OnePlus. Oh, yeah, and you can click on each one, I think. Yep. So you can scroll through them. So these are all official cases from OnePlus. So pretty cool. That's the one that Jury Rig Everything got a hold of that one. There's a clear case.
If I ever used cases, but I don't.
I do.
I'm sure I feel like 99% of people use cases.
Yeah, well, other people use screen protectors. I don't use those.
Yeah, I remove all of mine as well. I don't use screen protectors. I don't like them.
Okay.
I didn't use one for the BlackBerry, and I guess technically I don't need one for the LG since the dual screen comes with it. It's a case in itself. So yeah.
Well, I do have a screen protector for this right now because tomorrow morning I'll be showing a case from Carl for the Moto G stylus, and it comes with a screen protector. So I'll be showing that off tomorrow morning.
There you go.
All right. So these include 3 cases we saw yesterday and some new ones. Looks like OnePlus will also launch its classic sandstone clear and silicone protective cases for the Nord. So I showed you the cases already. Do you have a favorite case? Blah, blah, blah. The OnePlus Nord is all but launched with information about it emerging from both official and unofficial sources on a daily basis. Now, popular tipster Evan Blass has posted 2 new renders of the upcoming mid-range smartphone, giving us our best look at the device yet. The images show the front and back of the OnePlus Nord, confirming what we've heard from leakers. Check them out below. So you can see the front here, which it has 2 front-facing cameras, and 4 in the back. As you can see in the renders above, the OnePlus Nord seems to have the same rounded corners and thin bezels as the OnePlus 8 and 8 Pro. However, instead of a single punch hole camera, there are 2 selfie cameras placed within a pill-shaped housing at the top left of the screen. A previous leak suggested this is a 32 megapixel and 8 megapixel pair, and an earlier teased image hinted at the pill-shaped cutout. At the back, we see a vertically aligned quad camera setup as opposed to the triple camera array that was rumored initially. Once again, specs of the rear camera setup have leaked, suggesting a 48 megapixel, 8 megapixel, 5 megapixel, and 2 megapixel.
So many cameras.
That's a lot of cameras.
It's a lot of cameras.
A flash module rests on the side of this quad camera setup. Elsewhere, we see the volume rockers on the left of the OnePlus Nord, while the power button and what looks like an alert slider are placed on the right edge, and you can see that pretty clearly. And this is the one that Jerry Rig Everything had. These aren't the only images leaked by Blast, as the tipster also posted images of 3 cases designed by painter Camelia Eggstrom, graphic designer Finsta, as well as Jerry Rig's Everything, Zach Nelson. Check them out below. So those 3. The above images also confirm the presence of a USB-C port, but no 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. That would be a disappointing omission if true, as the port is still found on the vast majority of mid-range phones. For what it's worth, the QR code seen in the image of Jerry Rig Everything case points to a music video for iPhone 65's Blue. At least it's not a Rickroll. Anyway, I just thought having all 6 of those case pictures there, it really gives you a really good look at the phone, and so we now know exactly what it's going to look like. But the rumor still is that it's not coming to America. Am I right?
Yeah, you're right. So for the most part, it's going to be mostly in India and then Europe. But there's even talks that in Europe it's going to cost about 500 euros, which is like $550 US. So and in the US, if it comes to the States, it's probably going to cost around $550 too. I don't know.
I find generally that we usually pay a little less than they pay in Europe. Not much less, but a little less.
Yeah, apparently it's going to be expensive everywhere except for India. I think that's what they had said. Okay. Did you guys get it? Well, I'm sure Ted doesn't care since he doesn't want to talk about rumors. But George, did you hear about the Pixel? Did you hear about the rumor about a Pixel 4a 5G? Did you hear about that?
I saw it today. I didn't get a chance to read the article.
Yeah, which is actually really interesting. So the Pixel 4a 5G would be a bigger version of the 4a. Cool. I know Ted's listening, so you're going to have to listen, Ted. But no.
Got to put a thank you out to Brian. Brian gave me a nice thank you very much, Brian. That's very, very much appreciated.
Thank you, Brian.
Screen fun.
All right, now that Ted has taken off his AirPods because he's trying to spite me, let me talk all the smack I can about him right now. There you go. Yesterday when Ted, it's going back in. Yeah. I was not talking about you, Ted. No. So apparently this 4a 5G is supposed to be a bigger version of the 4a, but they're going to put a Snapdragon 765 in it.
Okay.
Yeah. And they might add an extra camera module. Okay. But it's funny because it's like, okay, so they're going to put a 765G in it, but the Pixel 5 is also going to have a 765G, and it's going to be smaller with a smaller battery. So it's really weird. Anyway,
sounds to me like the 4A is the one to get, especially if it's the 5D with the 765.
Well, the 4A, the 4A. Part of me is thinking, how different is the 4A 5G going to be from the Pixel 5?
Exactly. I'm thinking they're going to be very much the same, wouldn't you think?
Yeah. So at that point, I'm like, well, why would I recommend the Pixel 5 to anyone? Anyway, that's for another story. But
I'm still pretty committed. I was, a couple of weeks ago, I said it was either the Nord or the 4A. Well, the Nord's pretty much gone, so it looks pretty much like I'll be getting the 4A if it ever comes out, of course.
By the end of this month. That's my prediction.
Well, one can only hope. Yeah. All right. Next story. People who are upset about Apple not coming up with a charger for their next phone. Well, it's probably not just going to be Apple. So this is on Android Authority, and Ted, you can take it away.
No charger. Android makers set to follow Apple, and more tech news. Samsung Galaxy Unpacked, August 5th. That comes out. Let's see. Apple starting it. Reliable rumors suggest that as soon as the iPhone 12, Apple will no longer include either wired earbuds or a power adapter in the usual iPhone 12 box. Wired earbuds have already been dropped by quite a few smartphone makers, and now the power adapter is next in line. Why? Reducing cost, making more money. Although it's a small and low-cost element, the power adapter and its packaging requirements cost enough that it's valuable to not include. Apple analyst Ming Chi Kuo says this removal from Apple will allow the company to sell the iPhone 12 at a similar or at the same price as the iPhone 11. And as for the expected iPhone 12 with 5G, removing the inbox goodies will also offset the cost of 5G components in the new phone and the associated packaging, reducing freight costs and so on. All of that isn't crazy. There's a strong argument that people will already have a couple of the little power adapters floating around, possibly even unused, given most are interchangeable with different devices. What's likely going to annoy people is that Apple is developing a new 20-watt power delivery USB-C power adapter, and it will be sold separately.
Gee, what a surprise.
Comment in the comment section. Guess what the price is going to be.
Yeah.
This comes on the brink of a new era of GaN chargers that will be smaller and offer more power delivery than ever. So it's a shame that older technology appears to be the endpoint for a charger in the box. But new tech is often used to offer new pricing and revenue. The charging cable itself, though, is always useful. What Apple is doing with that isn't clear at all. I don't think there will be an outcry of just little power adapters into the holes per the Frogger Seinfeld episode goes away. Though there is an argument that you're paying more than ever for a smartphone only to get less than ever, the $1,000 barrier has already proven to be difficult for manufacturers to make sales, and Apple doubled down by focusing on the $400 iPhone SE 2020 with wired headphones and the power adapter and cable and all in the box. Samsung's doing it too. According to Korea's ET News, Samsung is also considering selling its smartphones without inbox chargers for as early as next year. Samsung Electronics is discussing with its partners about a plan that will exclude chargers from a list of components of smartphones. Samsung has previously come under fire for selling a $50 45-watt fast charger for the Galaxy S20, while only including a 25-watt charger in the box. But it came with a charger at least. It came with a fast charger at least. I have asked a few other manufacturers. They are looking at similar plans, but at the time of sending, they have not yet responded. But where the big two go, the rest will surely follow unless they make it a point of pride.
That's true.
Fairphone did it first, by the way, back in 2016 to reduce waste. Not a huge deal, but there's a huge, strong case against bundled phone chargers if new phones are shipped without chargers, and I expect Apple wouldn't miss using the environmental as a case to nullify complaints. But one issue is at play is a lack of standards. Proprietary fast charging solutions exist for the Huawei and OnePlus, while USB power delivery with USB-C is one more common standard, or even Qualcomm's Quick Charge. Apple is already getting closer to adopting the USB-C across its platforms, but the iPhone appears to be sticking with the Lightning port for now with its next iPhone. I imagine that while USB-C everywhere would be overall be great, there would be some fairly hard pushback on ditching the Lightning cable that most iPhone owners would be, but it would overall have a net positive impact if the world went to USB-C at some point, given most new laptops, including MacBooks, are already there.
Okay, now what I'm surprised about it in that last part of the article is that it sounds like Apple's going to stick with the Lightning cable for the 12, but isn't the EU giving them an awful lot of pressure to get on USB-C, right?
They'll be portless anyway by the time they actually have to put out real rules. I mean, no, that's how. Yeah, I think that's really what's going to happen. Really, my thoughts on this. I said this the other day. So like,
there's no way that can be possible, is it?
What's that? Portless?
Going portless.
Sure.
Oh, why not?
How are
world
developers?
experimenting with it already.
They're,
How are
they're already
developers?
there's already wireless ADB. And that's something that's possible
Oh,
already.
okay.
I mean, think about like AirDrop, right? And then just moving files over, to another Mac or whatever.
I didn't know there
Oh,
was wireless
okay.
ADB.
Okay.
Yeah, that's I actually have never tried it out, but it's just a matter of time before like Apple does it, and then you'll see everyone else do it. But
Exactly.
the thing I think of, or the point that I was trying to make with this whole phones aren't going to have a charger kind of thing, is the fact that so like Ted said in that article, what Fairphone didn't put one in there because of the environment, like an environmental impact, which is
Yeah.
which is great. Gary's comment. um, but so really what I was trying to say is you think about Apple and Samsung saying they're not going to put a charger in there, but they're not doing it for an environmental reason. They're not omitting a charger because they want to save the consumer money. They're doing it because they get to profit from just removing it altogether and then selling a faster accessory. Like, at the end of the day here, all three of us sit here and we all know we don't want a 5-watt charger from Apple, right?
Exactly.
We don't
Yeah.
want one, but think about people who are not, they don't buy a phone that often.
Yeah, they're not
And-
techies like us.
Yeah, but like, and so like those people will be wondering, well, where is the charger at? Why do I not have it? And like, I know Brian, like you had posted the comment up there about like that the 25 watt isn't as fast, or it's not that slow from 45, which is great. I'm great to hear. Like, that's great to hear. But at the same time, like, you just spent $1,500 for a phone
Yeah.
or whatever, and it's like, you're gonna like say, hey, like this phone has 40 whatever watt wired charging, like put the brick in there. I mean, I said this, like my Huawei P40 Pro has a 40 watt wired charger, right? Or it's capable of 40 watt wired charging. I would have been upset if it didn't come with a charging brick, and it did. And the thing is super fast. It's crazy fast how quickly it charged 4,200 milliamp hours of battery from a dead battery to 100%. But yeah, I don't know. That's my 2 cents on it. Oh, go ahead.
It's basically AirPods 2.0 all over again. They take out the port and then they sell you the solution. That's what Apple is doing.
And that's what Jerome is saying. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I can almost hear that guy. He's like, we had complaints. Oh, we listened to our customers that the charger that came in the box was too slow.
Yeah,
and you know what? People would even throw away those chargers, contributing to all this e-waste.
And none of us are going to buy that.
Yeah, but you know that when they're having those discussions behind closed doors, they're not thinking about the environment. Come
Those
on.
discussions that we're going to make more money. Period.
Yep.
Yeah, by the way, FYI guys, they care so much about the environment. AirPods, these are non-recyclable. Like if they break or something happens,
Thank
they
you
have
for
to be
sharing
thrown
that.
away.
Yeah,
if
my
the battery
actually
dies, the batteries can't be replaced. They have to be thrown away, and they give you a new one.
that's a thank you for sharing that. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that
Actually,
A lot of other like true wireless earbuds, they are actually like user fixable, so you can fix them. You can change out parts, especially the battery. Not these $250 bad
I
boys.
believe you can change out the parts on these Samsung Buds.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, why would Apple make your device, or why would Apple make a device repairable? Because then they won't. Then you can't buy another one when it breaks. You won't be able to upgrade, or that's why. Yeah, I don't know.
Hey, Jesus, let the kid make it, sir. Oh, Sean's in here. Hey, Sean.
What's going on, Sean?
How you doing, Sean?
What's going on, everybody?
All right, going to go to the next story, and this is.
But actually, if we could on the story again, like if Apple does remove the charger, the main people to be blamed for this are the consumers. When iPhone removed the headphone jack, all people had to do was not buy the phone. Vote with your wallets. You guys only say it, but you don't actually do it.
Most
Do
people
you
don't do
expect
that.
iPhone people not to buy an iPhone? I mean, what world are you living in?
That's a good point.
Okay. Next story. Guess I'll be reading this one. And this was a kind of a nice story. It's from Android Central. It's by Jerry Hildebrand, who most of us think is the knowledgeable, at least tech guy at Android Central. And it says Android updates are coming faster than ever, but still too slowly to catch Apple. Android updates still take a while to come to most phones, but the situation is a lot better than it used to be. And I'm surprised to hear Jerry say that, because he often complains about that in their weekly show. Thanks to Project Treble, Android phones are getting updated faster than ever before. Android has its fair share of issues, but for most people, the biggest is how long it takes to see a software update after Google announces one. We've all been there. You see this new software with a feature or two you really want to come to your phone, but it takes what seems like forever for it to arrive, and you know Google is ready to announce another new update by the time you get it. That's true. It's a nasty circle that acts as the biggest black eye on Android as a whole. The good news, though, it's getting better, a lot better. Don't think this is any kind of Google flexing at Apple, because there is still a huge disparity. Google tells us that Android 10 adoption was the fastest ever, with 100 million phones running Android 10 just 150 days after it launched. That is pretty amazing for Android.
I know, but 150 days is still 5 months.
That's still pretty amazing.
It is amazing in terms of like where Android has come, but yeah.
That's great, but Apple's iOS 13 also launched in September 2019, and so 600 million phones running in just 30 days. That's true. Google will never have update numbers like Apple, because Android and iOS are very different. What's great about seeing 100 million users in 5 months is how it compares to prior versions of Android, where Project Treble wasn't much of a factor. Just one generation earlier, it took roughly 210 days for the Android 9 Pie to hit the 100 million user mark, and that's true. And you can see the difference here between the Android Pie and Android 10. It's a lot better. It may be terrible compared to Apple, but it's still a lot better. He's right. In simple terms, Project Treble was Google's way of trying to separate the Android software it creates from the other software that's required to have a working phone. Companies that build phones and companies that build the parts, like the fancy Snapdragon 865, used inside a phone, often need to have bits and pieces of software running, and Google has no control over any of it. When the software needs to be bundled in, it takes longer to build and send an update. That software isn't bundled in and doesn't need to be updated, then Google's software can come to your phone faster. And now it does. Of course, the details are complicated, which is why phone manufacturers were given time to build compatible products. Phones that ship with Android 8 from the factory needed to be compliant and ready for Project Treble. And companies building phones needed time to adjust. Teams that take the Android source code and turn it into something that makes a Galaxy S10 actually work can't change direction overnight. So we didn't see the immediate effects of Project Treble at all once on Android 9. But now, all Android phones ship ready for Project Treble, and companies building them have had a year or so to adapt. That gives us what we see today. 150 days to reach 100 million phones running Android 10 compared to 210 or so days it took to see 100 million phones running Android 9. Such a big jump is a clear indicator that both Google and its hardware partners are doing a lot to get updates to you faster. Updates aren't everything, and because of the way Android is distributed, they will never come instantly. This is why Google has also worked out other ways to get new features and better security to phones itself, like Project Mainline and Play services. But seeing such a huge uptake over just a year proves that whatever is happening is working. So I do like that. So yes, it's not Apple, but it certainly is a heck of a lot better than it used to be.
That is true.
So
yeah, I wonder how much better it's gonna get over time. But that's good. That's good.
Yeah, it has gotten better. And I just got an update yesterday from Samsung, and I just posted it. I said, hey, Samsung's still coming through with the update. So they're doing a heck of a lot better. I assume Project Treble has something to do with that.
There you go.
So very good. So that's good news. I think I have one story in here that kind of duplicates that, so I'm going to skip that one. Okay, so the next story is about the Android 11 Beta 2, which I just put on this Pixel yesterday.
Yeah, I'm running the same one.
Okay, I haven't even looked at it yet.
I thought we were talking about the
it?
iPhone public beta, which I just put on now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I need to do that.
I put that on the day before yesterday.
I haven't even had a chance to test iOS 14 yet. I really need to.
You've been a little bit on the busy side.
I have been. That's very true.
All right, I'm going to share screen. Jerome, you want to read this one?
Sure. What is this? Is this Android Central? This article?
Yeah, Android Central.
Okay, I'll wait for it to pop up. All right, here we go. Yep. So here's everything new in Android 11 Beta 2. This build is all about platform stability. Just under a month after Google dropped the first Android 11 beta, the second build has been made available for owners of the Pixel 2 and newer to install. Why am I having trouble with this word?
Penultimate.
Penultimate? This
Yes.
penultimate, I don't even know what that means. This penultimate public beta build.
Second to last.
It's next to last.
This penultimate. Why can't they just say next to last? This penultimate public beta build comes after a series of developer previews, which showed off some of the upcoming Android version's new features in the early stages and gave developers a chance to ready their apps for the forthcoming official release of Android 11. If you're curious and eager to try some of the new features for yourself, it's relatively easy to install the Android 11 beta onto your Pixel device. While this build mostly focuses on stability rather than new features, we've compiled everything new into this simple guide.
Those of you that want to pull up this article can click on that video. It goes through everything pretty nicely. So.
There you go. So platform stability with Android 11 Beta 2, Google says that it's reached its platform stability milestone, meaning that as far as developers are concerned, this build should more or less reflect how the official release coming in Q3 will work. All system behaviors and restrictions in Android 11 have been finalized, which gives developers a head start to confidently build for the new platform and even begin to release Android 11 compatible updates to their apps. From a user perspective, this ensures that properly updated apps will meet Android 11 security and privacy standards, and of course that the app will even run properly with the latest Android software. Using external mics for screen recordings, unless anything changes before the official release, it's happened before, Android 11 is shaping up to be the first platform update that includes a built-in screen recorder without the need to download a third-party app or run ADB commands through your computer. We've already taken a look at the screen recorder interface with previous builds. New to the Android 11 Beta 2 is the ability to change your audio source to an external microphone. Oh, that's nice.
I like that.
Yeah, of course, you'll still need a microphone that's compatible with your Pixel phone. Not just any USB-C mic will do. Also, you can choose to only record on-device audio or combine both device audio and either the phone's internal mic or an external mic. You can also choose not to record audio at all if you're just after the visual output.
Cool.
There's a new all apps label in the app drawer. This one's pretty minor, as are most of Android 11 Beta 2's new features, but the line separating the top row of suggested apps from the rest of your installed apps within the app drawer has been replaced with an all apps label. Where is that? How do I?
Yeah, I thought.
I don't. Oh, it's not in the. There's no picture for it. I thought there was. Okay. Changes to the Quick Settings media player. Last month's Android 11 beta introduced a new widget in the notification shade for media playback controls. While initially you had to enable it in the developer settings, Android 11 Beta 2 has made it a default option and brought it with a minor redesign. The updated
it shows you the difference between the two.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Nice. The updated media player now sits below the quick settings toggles rather than to their right and occupies the whole width of your screen. The controls remain the same. You can still change audio output sources and play, pause, or pause, play, or skip tracks, and expanding the media player by pulling down the quick settings toggles reveals a playback scrubber. Okay.
One thing he complained about in the video is that, but you can't just get rid of it by swiping down. You've got to go in there and swipe it away. So that was his only complaint about it.
Yeah. Okay. Bubbles are yet another new feature we saw in the initial Android 11 beta build. The process for opening a message as a bubble is still clunky, thanks in no small part to the lack of supporting apps. Luckily, beta 2 should make this problem much easier for developers to solve. Still, a new icon at least makes it more apparent when a conversation can be opened as a bubble. Go ahead. Oh,
No, I said
okay.
that's all.
All right. With the Android 11 Beta 2, the shortcut in the bottom right corner of a conversations notification has been changed from the rather confusing previous icon, which was an ambiguous circle with a line bisecting it diagonally, to a somewhat more ubiquitous overlay icon.
Yeah, I thought you could see that here. I saw it somewhere. That it does look different. I don't know where it went though. Okay, never mind.
I'll have to mess around with it more. I mean, I have it on my Pixel 4. I haven't really had a chance to mess around with it.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to mess with it either. I just downloaded it and that was the end of it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we're making progress and we're very close to getting the real deal now. So.
You know what? Hey, you.
Who is that?
What are you watching, Ted?
Is that you, Ted?
Wasn't me.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Android beta. Okay. Oh, and this was another story I just found interesting.
Huh.
The Walmart story.
Let me take that one.
Okay, I'm waiting for it to come up on my screen. But yeah, I just thought this was a very cool idea if it's coming up. Half of the stories have taken a long time to come up and half of them have. It seems like once they're up, I'm good. But I'm just waiting. Okay, now I got it. All right, so now I can share the screen. And I just thought this was a very cool idea. It's coming. Okay, Ted, it's all yours. This is on the verge.
Walmart is converting its parking lots into pop-up drive-in theaters for the summer. 160 Walmart parking lots will be transformed into drive-ins. Actually, that should have been the title. Again, Walmart is converting some of its parking lots into drive-in theaters for the summer as the movie industry struggles amid the coronavirus pandemic. The retail behemoth is converting 160 of its parking lots across the U.S. into drive-ins. These theaters will open in early August and remain open through October. The Walmart drive-in will feature movies programmed by Tribeca Enterprises, the company behind the Tribeca Film Festival, which recently launched a summer movie drive-in series. Okay. Bringing films, music, and sporting events to as many U.S. drive-ins as possible. Walmart has not disclosed whether attendees will have to pay a price of admission, though ahead of each drive-in screening, Walmart says it will sell concessions for moviegoers, which they can order for online curbside pickup ahead of the film screening.
That's cool.
Yeah. Theaters tend to make a good chunk of their profits on concessions, so Walmart could follow in the industry's lead. Yeah. Imagine Walmart giving a grocery store giving concessions.
Yeah, right.
Movie theaters chains have struggled financially during the pandemic. Chains like AMC and Regal are trying to reopen so they can make money again. Though major blockbusters recently, including Christopher Nolan's Tenet and the live-action remake of Mulan, keep getting delayed. While movie theaters have seen a steep decline, drive-in theaters have seen an increase in popularity due to the contact-free nature.
Makes perfect sense. I just thought that was a very cool idea of Walmart.
Yeah, I haven't taken advantage of going to a drive-in yet.
We have a drive-in here about a half an hour from me, and I'm just not a big fan of drive-ins. But I'll probably go to one of these just to check it out.
Right.
You know,
At least you can order your food ahead of time. Go ahead, Tim.
You know, that's the movie I've been waiting for. Tenet. Darn it.
I haven't watched a movie in years. That's like so I'm not in any rush, but it just seems like something fun to do because we're all just
the
cooped up
movies
here.
are the Avengers or Star Wars. That's pretty much the only movies I go to.
I think that's
I
a
mean,
less.
the fact that I don't have to work like to sneak in like pot sandwiches or like pot roast into the movie theaters. I could just buy it from Walmart and just watch the movie in my car.
Exactly.
That part's good, but
So you just admitted on worldwide broadcast that you sneak food into movie theaters. Okay.
I mean, like, I sneak it. Like, I'm pretty sure the attendant knew. I just covered it so like I could respect the job and just like blatantly walk past it. But
Okay, that's all right. Now the world knows. So
I do the same thing. I've done the same thing. So
yeah, well, see, now you're both going to be banned from movie theaters for life.
I mean, I'm not paying. What is it?
yeah, in fact, you know what? AMC. This is a shout out to my AMC over in was it Rockwall? Well, sorry, I need to think of that. Rockwall, yes, my AMC over in Rockwall. That's next to the Cold Stone Creamery. I have always managed to sneak in my Cold Stone Creamery, and I wouldn't pay a dime for you guys because you guys think it's safe to open up a cinema without any masks on. So,
Is that what they did?
That's what they're doing.
And if
They're
I had
still doing it.
a Cold Stone Creamery next door, I'd be smuggling it into the. I have to admit,
You will not get any of my monies for your concessions, Cold. I'll give it to Cold Stone AMC.
Anyway, I just thought that was a very cool story, a very smart idea from some smart executive at Walmart. Hey, look who's here! Wow.
Hi.
Wow.
Hey,
How
Mike.
you doing?
Where have you been,
Chris here.
sir?
Where have I been? Let me tell you where I've been.
He took a day off today. I know that.
I took today off. I went to Ocean City, New Jersey. I went to visit a friend in a little town called Strathmere because he had a vacation house down there. And there was tropical storm Faye.
Yeah, you were out there.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah, baby. We did it. I don't give a rat's ass. I went to get my coffee.
Well, he did post a picture saying no tropical storm is going to ruin my day off.
Right. Yeah. A bad day because of weather on a day off is better than a good day at work. Okay, that's all I got to say.
There you go. There you go.
See,
I got to ask.
Notice you did the knock knock. There you go.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. How do I look? How do I sound?
You sound good, actually.
You sound
Okay.
good.
Okay.
I was resting.
It looks like you have a bowl cut, but I can't. I don't know whether that's just
I have a
my
what?
camera.
Well,
A bowl cut. Is that my camera or my monitor? Or
Maybe. Okay.
the cut?
I got a new desk, and it's a stand-up desk. It's a adjustable height desk.
Oh,
Are you
nice.
Are you
Yeah.
showing it?
Yeah.
So are you standing now? Or are you sitting?
I'm standing. I had to rearrange.
Oh,
Well,
I'm also using a standing desk, by the way. I'm also standing, just FYI.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
I'm like going what?
I'm just kidding.
He's standing in a very high back chair.
that is a very high.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to work on the lighting thing a little bit.
No, it looks and sounds good. I think the
Okay.
only thing that's missing is where is your Joker face? It's not
Yeah,
here.
and you were supposed to wear makeup this week.
Oh man, I really let one out. I let you. I got to do a video on what my thoughts on that. So
What you need to do is make a video, so at least do one video with the makeup on for the
oh
Joker.
my
There you
god,
go. Actually, it would be like Joker Tech News. There you go.
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. There you
Yeah,
go.
I know. I'm working on some twisted stuff.
And
So
every episode is a different variation of whatever Joker. So like a Joker from like
of the
very-
60s to the
yeah,
one,
there you
Yeah.
go.
What's his
Uh,
name?
The original TV
Nicolas
series.
Cage.
yeah.
A Jersey
Jack
guy doing
Nicholson.
twisted stuff. No.
And then after doing like 20 episodes of different Jokers, then like for the 21st, you just show up as Batman and just do something completely different.
I am Batman. Okay.
That's how you would do the show. You would read the news that way as well.
Yeah. Can you tell no one else?
Rome, he's doing it right.
Yeah.
Gary,
I have to. You know what?
I am.
That
I
is
am.
consistent. You are consistent, always wearing a Bulls hat.
I mean,
Now,
but that's
of course-
that's
Of course, that's nowhere near as bad as wearing a Knicks hat.
no, but you know what though? That's so false because after the Last Dance happened,
Yeah.
Everybody, like all the jerseys are getting sold out. Like, get out of here! No way.
Yeah.
I can see that because the Last Dance was well done.
Yeah, a lot of memorabilia just started selling out. eBay was just like everything was getting priced so high, but like whatever.
Well, you know
Like,
who hated the Last Dance, don't you?
what's that?
I said, you know who hated the Last Dance, don't you?
Ooh.
The King, because we now know Michael is the undisputed best of all time, and that's that.
Yeah, he has been. Whoever has thought differently, well,
Exactly.
Yeah.
But LeBron, like he was. There was a lot of argument going on about who was the best until the Last Dance came out, and people who didn't see Michael in his heyday.
yeah. All I can say is 6 of 6.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the only thing I have to say. 6 of 6. No one else can tell me 6 of 6. So.
And my ex-wife, I was working a part-time job when Michael first started on the Bulls, and I came home like 11 o'clock one night, and she's watching basketball. Now she didn't watch basketball, and I'm like, "You're watching basketball?" And she said, "I'm watching this guy, and he can fly." That's exactly what Eleanor said.
There you
The
go.
entire time Michael was on the Bulls, Eleanor was a basketball fan. Michael left, she lost all interest.
That's how a lot of people were. A lot of people were like that.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah, that's like me as a Tiger fan. I can watch golf when Tiger's playing. Other than that, I don't care.
Is it weird that I feel bad for Mike? Because I feel like you're standing. It's like you're being forced to stand right now.
Me?
I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, no.
Good for him.
It's like have a seat. It's like you're at a bar hanging out, or you're at a restaurant with us and you're just standing there. There's no seat available for
You know what it is, Mike? He's jealous because he's saying to himself, "I want to be like Mike."
Yeah, there you go.
Ah.
That's a good segue. I like that.
Yeah.
I like
Then that requires him to wear makeup also. Okay.
No, that's true.
Oh, man.
All right, so we're
I
ready
just
for
came
the-
across one of the stories. Did you guys talk about the Android updates? I love beating up on Android updates.
Yeah.
we did.
Yeah, we talked about it briefly, but not like anything.
Actually, I had 2 stories in there, so the second one is redundant.
I see that. Yeah.
But the next one I have up, this is it. Android 10 hits 4 million devices. So we don't want to, unless you want to read that one, Mike.
I mean, we just talked about that though.
Did you?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
Yeah.
What did you want to talk about, Mike? As far as Android,
Well, what I remember of Trouble was that was
Trouble.
going to be the end all of all. It's going to fix all these problems.
But
No,
Jerry
it's
Hildebrand
working.
wrote that last article
Slowly but
on Android
surely.
Central, and he did make the point that yes, it's never going to be updates like Apple, but it's a heck of a lot better than it used to be. That was his whole
Is Trouble still a thing?
Yes, very
I
much.
didn't get a chance to read the article. So
Yeah,
I just
and
wanted to say
that's-
it.
Sure
That's
thing.
why we're getting faster updates because of Treble. Because now the companies have had 2 years to get all that stuff in Treble in every single phone. So now every single phone that comes out has Treble built in, and that's why Android 10 is being coming along much faster than Android 9.
Yeah, I still feel though the numbers are skewed because for every Android 10 phone they sell, are they? Is that changing the number? You know what I mean?
But keep in mind that this is not talking about Android phones that are selling Android 10. This is talking about phones that are getting updated.
Truly gotten updated.
Right.
Is that what it's
Yes,
talking
that's
about?
the whole article. And of course, Jerry Hildebrand wrote it, so you know he knows what he's talking about. You know.
Yeah,
No.
that's church.
No.
Unless
400
that's in this
400
lab.
million devices as accelerates. Okay.
Okay, so Sean, they're still on basketball. Sean's in there. Look, Sean's got the Laker gang thing going on, and let's see, Gary's
I'm
got.
I'm just trying to catch up here on what it was
Yeah,
saying.
but here's the thing, Gary. Like 6 MVPs. Come on. In '93, when Barkley got the MVP, I just don't think he deserved that MVP.
Oh, I absolutely thought he deserved it. I
You-
absolutely.
You thought Barkley deserved it?
Yes,
That
I did.
MVP?
But I'm a huge Charles Barkley fan.
No, I love Barkley, but
Yeah, but I thought he deserved it for sure that year.
I just feel like at the end of the day, like you didn't win that ring. Well, I don't know.
No, he didn't win the ring, but
Yeah.
but you know where he messed up, don't you? The 2 games before the end, they won, and he says, we're going to win. God wants us to win. I think God heard him say that. He was like, oh, really? You know. Let's see, who else? But he doesn't have 6 finals. Okay.
Man, you guys are really going in on basketball.
If I had to pick, I would say Michael is still the best of all time. But for me, I think I'd pick Kareem as the second best of all time. And I'm a Larry Bird fan.
Yeah, so, and like I didn't really, because I didn't grow up watching Kareem, so I haven't.
Yeah, I watched a lot of Kareem. So even before Magic was on the team. So anyway, just interesting stuff. So at least we started a good argument among our among the subscribers. That's a good thing. Yeah. All right, so let me see what I can next. Okay, so we're talking about the robots with the coronavirus. I thought this was a very interesting story too. All right, Mike, I'm going to let you read this one. This I thought was a really cool story.
Robots.
Yeah. But it is an interesting story.
Sure,
He's just trying to find the article.
Right,
yeah, I found it, and I hear robots. Okay, after the pandemic, go ahead.
Go ahead. I just wanted to make sure you go ahead.
Yeah, after the pandemic, doctors want their new robot helpers to stay. Well, why wouldn't they want not to stay? A robotic helping hand in a crisis. Yeah. Give me 1 second. Let's see something here.
Okay.
Okay. The robot arrived just a few days after Christine Carrion, an orthopedic surgeon at Tullamore Hospital of Ireland, was diagnosed with COVID-19. She arranged for Violet, an autonomous ultraviolet cleaning machine, to start trials at Tullamore to help the hospital adapt to staff shortages caused by the pandemic. But on Violet's first day of work, Karen was already laid up in bed. I was awful. It was awful. I'm not going to lie. Karen, who's since fully recovered from the disease, tells The Verge, thankfully I wasn't critically unwell, but you do just feel like crap for weeks. Your energy is gone and I have 2 kitties, babies really, and there's no social distancing you can do from a 1-year-old to a 2-year-old.
I could see that.
Yes. The unfortunate timing of their diagnosis aside, Kieran's experience with Violet was something of a revelation. Like many healthcare workers around the world, their job was become significant more challenging with the arrival of COVID-19. The normal businesses of the hospital's life was being supplemented by new complications. Thank you. The staff shortages demands for personal protective equipment and a rigorous cleaning regimens to keep the virus at bay. But machines like Violet, said Kieran, have helped with those problems. Has helped with those problems, providing their worth in time of crisis. And like other doctors, the Verge spoke to Kieran, said that when the pandemic is over, robots should stay. The reaction from the staff and everyone who's seen it really has been so positive, says Kieran of Violet. I love that we're embracing technology, but also the results it is achieving are exceeding what we can do manually. They're protecting the staff, and we're protecting the patients, and we're protecting the cleaners. I'm sorry, protecting the cleaners. That caught me. Violet is a creation of Akara Robotics, a Dublin-based firm that builds robots providing social support in care homes. When the pandemic hit, the firm began adapting an open source machine named Turtlebot to work as a mobile disinfectant unit using ultraviolet light. And just in 24 hours, it created a working prototype for testing in hospitals like Tullamore. Like in all UV cleaning robots, Violet is essentially a huge light bulb on wheels. It trundles around emitting ultraviolet light powerful enough to slice apart genetic material inside viruses.
That is very cool, I think.
Mm-hmm.
UV light is known to be effective against many coronaviruses, and the study suggests it works just as well on SARS-CoV-2, the new coronavirus strain responsible for the current pandemic. As a result, autonomous UV cleaning machines have been deployed not only in hospitals, but a variety of high traffic spaces where infection is a risk, includes airports, hotels, and food banks.
So like that UV light is like the ones that you can buy, right? That you put your phone in and it'll
Like
flash
the
that
phone
light
phone.
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should buy one of those. See how well. I mean, you can't see how it works. It's like, yeah, I killed it.
Yeah,
That's my review.
according to this, it does an awfully good job at killing them.
That's good. I wish there was a way to really test and see what kind
There's
of
a
virus
video
it was
that
stuff.
tested out, but it was like it's really old. It's like I think it's from 2008, where it was developed in Israel.
Yeah.
It's like, because imagine buying one of these and then you just have to convince yourself that, yep, it's clean, it's good. I can't really tell, but the light did the thing, and now everything's dead.
You have to
The
go
thing
by
is though, like it's not just your hand, the phone, it's your hand. So you would have to leave that phone soap thing in the bathroom whenever you wash your hands. Then, as you're washing your hands, you put the phone soap in the thing. Then, once you've done washing your hands, then you pick up the phone and it's all disinfected. And as soon as you leave the bathroom, it's contaminated again.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like they talk about how dirty our phones are, and it's like they say our phones are just as dirty as like a toilet seat.
Yeah,
Like,
well, that's probably why it wouldn't be as as useful to buy it ourselves. But in a hospital clean environment, I could see where these things would be a lifesaver.
Mhm.
Probably literally.
They should just have one of those things just moving around at like a Walmart or a
There
Target,
you go.
just like disinfecting randomly
Yeah. Anyway,
at the movie theater, going up and down the
Yeah.
aisles.
Yeah.
I don't know that we need to go
Bright
through the rest of the article, but obviously the hospital people find these things to be very, very valuable, and their attitude is when the coronavirus crisis is over, they don't want to lose the robot, and I'd be with them 100% on that.
That's so interesting.
Hey, look, guys, Big House said something about his supervisor. Bought one of those robots. He bought a whole robot to sanitize his office.
What?
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
Big House.
The wrong one. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, my supervisor worked to sanitize his office. Weird looking.
I wonder how much.
Yeah,
is one
how well
cost?
did it work, Big House? Do you know? Did anybody know how well it worked? I wonder.
You know
All
what?
of a sudden, I started thinking of what is it? Oh God, what the Terminator? You know what I mean? What was that? Skynet. All of a sudden,
Oh, I was in my head. I was like, I could make one of these and sell it. All I would do is I would find the light bulb, right,
There you
that cleans it, and then
Yep.
put it on top of a Roomba, and then it's
Yeah.
like, here you go.
Yeah.
That's probably not that far from what they did.
Oh, that's interesting. That is cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what else can robots do next? And it took a pandemic for people to say we got to. Oh my God, there it is! I'm seeing it Violet. It's a big light bulb walking around.
Yeah.
I just got a good look at it.
Yeah.
Oh, Brian makes a good point there, though. He says UVC light is dangerous, though it causes cancer. So it is another thing to discuss, though, because if you think about it, I read somebody posted something recently, and it was they were talking about how they're a nurse, right? They're a nurse, and it's like, hey, I don't. you know how everyone's calling people heroes and everything
Right.
because of everything that's happening.
Because there's a hero.
Which is like, it's great, but she at the same time she's like, hey, I didn't sign up to be a hero to risk my life. Like well, I mean, here's the thing. It's like I became a nurse to do my job and take care of people, and it was typically a low risk thing. And now it's like, there are a lot of, and she was pretty much saying, I don't have a choice. I have to come into work, right? Like I have to, and like a lot of people who don't take it seriously or whatever, like they're risking themselves, but then obviously they're also risking other people at the hospital.
But hospitals have like these weird policies, like regarding like protective equipment. Like I knew whenever there was like the shortage of PPE and like hospitals couldn't get some, because of that, no nurses or doctors could actually wear PPE, and even if they could bring it in, I remember like this nurse was like devastated. She was crying about it. She's like, please just let her bring it out.
Weren't they allowed to wear it?
Because the hospital couldn't get any of their own in. And because of their regulation, like,
they have regulation. I just experienced it. I came in with my own mask. They said, nope, can't. You got to use ours.
Yeah, well, there was an article. There was an article on The Verge recently about people. So, like, my mom, she makes. So, my mom's a nurse, right? And my mom is always going into the hospital, and she always puts herself at risk. And my mom is 69 years old. Like, it's not. She's up there in terms of like, she's high
risk. Yeah,
high risk. And well, the thing is, there was an article on The Verge.
Underlying issues.
My mom has none, which is good.
My impression is that none of us who don't have any other issues are under any kind of risk. I don't consider myself at any risk whatsoever.
Well, there you go.
At risk, George.
Well, no. What I was trying to say is like, so to kind of like go on to what Mike was saying, how like he brought a mask in and they said nope. Right. There was an article on The Verge that was saying right now there are people on Etsy who are selling masks with like mesh covering on the front. So it's more comfortable or whatever. And it's like, oh my God.
So somebody gave Elnor a mask yesterday. Yeah, yesterday I was over there. And it has a mesh mask with a filter on the inside. So of course the filter has these tiny little holes, but the mesh mask is supposed to, I guess it's the idea is more comfortable. The problem is it was made of like polyurethane. Well, what's that going to do in the summer? You're going to sweat because the polyurethane's on your face.
Well, and it's funny because my mom's been selling masks. She's been making some on the side because it's just a nice hobby for her. But like somebody replied and left a bad review on my mom's mask, and it says it's too warm. It's like, yeah, it's also the middle of July, and like it's gonna be warm regardless. I don't.
Yeah, like, she's got the technology to figure out how to make a mask cool. You know what I mean? I got like that's in the other bedroom. You know?
Yeah, I
combine it with that Sony shirt that cools you off.
Yeah.
There you go.
Anyway, sell accessories to the mask. Oh, we got this cooling thing here too. You know what I mean?
Oh, speaking on the subject of masks, you see the mask like with the vents on in the side, like so you can breathe out easily.
Right.
Yeah, those are actually no good. It's not doing like it's the main job, which is to stop the spread.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So don't buy those, guys.
Yeah, right. No, that's also a good comment from Brian.
Being serious, and I kind of agree with him.
Yeah. No, I mean, and that's the thing. It's like these people who are taking care of other people. It's like I didn't sign up to risk my life that way. I mean, I get it. Like right now we're in a place where it's just it all happened at once or whatever. But I think that nurse was just asking for like better PPE and just better I don't know. So. Anyway.
Like, who saw the movie Puncture, if I recall?
Not me.
With Chris, Jordan does watch movies with Joker. It was with what's his name, Chris Evans, Captain America. It was this guy who was trying to bring like this safety needles into hospitals, but it was no good. It was a no-go because the company just wanted to use the plastic syringes because they were cheaper.
Okay.
And and the hospitals, they weren't allowed to actually. They had contracts where they couldn't actually like demo the safety syringes to nurses. So,
wow.
But
it's a good movie. I'll
I
leave it
wouldn't
in.
be a bit surprised in most hospitals if the other ones were cheaper. That's what they would go with.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, I got one story left, and I just put it up there because I thought it was minor, interesting. And this is
Tech
AT&T.
tech news that George Hayes finds interesting.
Yeah.
TNT DH5.
Yeah, I wonder where I've heard that before. All right, Jerome, you want to read this one?
Sure. Okay, so AT&T zooms past Verizon's 4G network while T-Mobile takes the 5G crown. What you need to know: AT&T tops Ookla's fastest providers chart with a speed score of 41.23 in front of T-Mobile, Sprint, and Verizon. AT&T had the top score for 5G capable devices, followed by T-Mobile. T-Mobile has 5,008 of the 5,165 commercially available 5G deployments. In a report released on July 8th, Ookla found AT&T to be the fastest mobile provider in the U.S. with a speed score of 41.23. This score is a combination of download and upload speeds, with greater importance placed on downloads. AT&T held a comfortable lead over the rest, with T-Mobile and Sprint coming in second and third with 33.69 and 31.53. Verizon isn't far behind Sprint with 30.77, which is so funny because I thought Verizon was the best when it came to 5G.
Yeah,
and the
I
fastest
did too.
and the most expensive to spend, and it's coming in last.
Well, the only reason T-Mobile's ahead is because they have the most low-band spectrum. That's obvious.
There you go. AT&T and T-Mobile hold the top position for speeds over 5 megabits per second with 79.7 and 79.2. Verizon fell behind at 73.8, and Sprint is much further behind at 66.1. Ookla notes that while T-Mobile and Sprint are currently in a merger, it'll report the two carriers separately until the network is fully integrated. Verizon claws a win back with a 5G score of 870.5, far ahead of AT&T with 78.68. While this seems impressive, Verizon's 5G deployment is far behind AT&T and especially T-Mobile in coverage. Ookla notes that there are 5,165 deployments, and 5,008 of those belong to T-Mobile, while AT&T has 355 of these deployments. Wow, that's a wow. Verizon only has 39 in this report. Oh
Yeah.
God, they have 39, and they will charge you an extra $100 to buy their phone because it has millimeter wave on it. Wow.
Millimeter wave is a lot faster, but they're going to take forever to deploy that if they ever finish it, which I don't think they will.
And it's just like it's not worth that extra $100 right now.
It is not.
Yeah.
It's not worth iPhone even charging,
Increasing
the price of an iPhone 12.
T-Mobile has that mid-band stuff from Sprint.
Yeah, and that mid. And from
I think.
What I've read is that mid-band stuff is supposed to be awesome. So
yeah, and that's I think that's the only reason they wanted that merger in the first place, because Sprint owned all the mid-band stuff.
So let's see here. In another 5G related test, Ookla recorded an average score for 5G capable devices that combines 5G and LTE results. AT&T once again topped this list with a 57.52, far outpacing every other carrier. Interesting.
I got to give AT&T credit. I didn't think that was possible with all that T-Mobile has, but that's pretty good.
I mean, who knows what's going to happen after T-Mobile and Sprint merge, and their numbers are whatever. But
that's the thing. T-Mobile is going to have most of the 5G in the country, and let's hope they don't just do whatever they feel like doing at that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Huh.
So the best millimeter wave and sub-6, is that the best of the 5G you can get?
The millimeter wave is the fastest by far that you can get, and only Verizon has that somewhat right now. And sub-6, of course, is what T-Mobile started with, but of course that'll cover very large areas. Yeah. Millimeter wave will cover about 100 feet, and then you got to find another tower.
And you got to be in their line of sight or whatever it is.
Even a body can block millimeter wave, but yeah, it's way faster than everything else.
In that article, there's a hyperlink. It says best carriers for 5G in 2020. So I'm just checking it out. That's why I was asking.
Okay.
They have AT&T being the best. So in other words, AT&T's topping.
Yeah, I got to give AT&T credit. Yeah, for that.
Looks like they're onto something with that
T-Mobile has
5G.
the most coverage, but I think AT&T deserve kudos for that.
But does now T-Mobile's supposed coverage of 5G, but is it truly 5G?
Yes, it is truly.
It is.
5G.
It is truly.
Truly 5G now.
It's only a little bit
No,
fast.
no.
There was concern about it being like,
No, that-
5G light.
That was
AT&T.
5G, but it's only a little bit faster than
Yeah.
4G.
The
Once they
fake
have mid-band, then you're going to see some speeds go up.
the fake 5G, Mike, was AT&T.
Totally.
Yeah.
AT&T was naming their thing 5GE or whatever, and it
Yeah,
was
5G and it didn't exist.
Yeah, right. They just named it that because marketing, obviously.
Yeah, it was purely marketing, and I think they eventually got in trouble over it.
They did. They had to get that removed or whatever.
They could still put it on their phones, but they couldn't put it on their advertisements and billboards and stuff.
Which is still a
Lying.
Yeah, it's still lying. Pretty much, it's still lying. Exactly. Yeah.
All right, so that's all the stories tonight. So, Mike, I have to say, you look more refreshed than I've seen you in a long time. Really do.
Well, things are pretty good. I reflect a lot. I can't brag. I don't want to brag or whatever. I don't want to jinx myself. The job change helped, and just a different mindset on YouTube, and
you've got a new roof.
I got a new roof. Yeah, I got a new roof, and I got a new desk now.
So wait, Mike, can I ask you a question, Mike?
Sure.
Does that mean that you and I will start doing the standard again? Ooh, that would be fun.
Hey, some of us will look forward to that.
Oh, all right. Whoa. Okay.
We'll talk, Mike.
We'll talk. We'll talk.
You heard it here, folks.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know. Had a nice day, even though it stormed. I could care less. I was out there. I got my wife wanted Johnson's popcorn. I don't know if you ever come to Ocean City, New Jersey, go to Johnson's popcorn. It's caramel popcorn.
I will have to take that challenge because you'll need to come to Chicago and try Garrett's popcorn.
I am. Things are turning. I still got another two weeks of vacation time.
Appreciate it.
I thought maybe coming out there during the winter, but I forgot Chicago. Not good time to come out there.
Hey, you know what? I can always find something to do. If you ever want to come out here in the winter, I would be more than welcome to host or what. Well, just let me know if you ever decide.
Yeah,
I've always been deathly afraid of Chicago in the winter.
Hey, thank you, Damolin 77.
Twice in my life already.
George, you need to come out here too. Come spend some time in Chicago. I'll show you guys.
Do that in the summer.
Actually, Jerome, I'll be coming there next year for a wedding, so I'll definitely be stopping by. Yeah.
A friend that lives here, or
I have it's a bride. I'm a friend of the bride's bride.
Okay. Well, we'll hang out, man.
Oh yeah, you could definitely come crash a wedding, like Wedding Crashers. Totally.
Oh, I would definitely come.
I'll see if it's on your fast on your days.
No, I'll schedule it so that I can eat on that day and get drunk. That's what I'll do.
We're getting a nice compliment here, guys. Thank you very much.
Hey, thank you, Damolin.
77.
Damolin. Anyway.
Damolin.
All right, guys. So people seem to like the stream tonight, so I guess we did pretty well. And
we always do pretty well, regardless.
But hopefully, he's learning a lot of stuff. I gather his schoolwork is kind of overpowering him.
I feel bad for Will. I miss Will. He's just
he's pushing himself to a better life. So that's
and that's a good thing. Will actually came on my stream today for 2 seconds and then was gone. I was trying to summon Will, and he was no longer responding.
Well, at least somebody saw him. That's good. Anyway, now what I think is that we will be on Will's channel next week, but of course I'll let you guys know that.
Yeah, we'll be talking,
Brian.
Yeah. So thanks to everybody for coming by, and now everybody every week when you come into the stream, we got to start putting some pressure on the Joker for some Joker makeup. Okay, let's not forget that. Let's start
changing my name now. Oh man. Okay. I'm changing it back. I don't know. I'm changing it to something else.
Hey, be careful what you ask for.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah,
All
honor,
right,
OC.
folks. Thanks for coming by. We love you all. Have a wonderful and blessed weekend, and we will see you next week. Probably
everybody.
on those channels.
Peace, guys.
Guys.
I hit
Bye-bye.
that pause.
I'm tired of waving. Hit the end broadcast.